Well, welcome everybody to ICA TV. I'm actually in HQ land here. It's quite nice and bright, so we're lucky to be able to see each other without a dull dinge. But just to let you know, we are having a slight internet challenge, but you know what? That's what happens with life at the moment. So I'd like to introduce you to Claire. Claire is based in one of the favouriteest part of the world, and that's in Wiltshire in the UK. I'll say there because I'm a moonraker myself, so I quite like the fact that we're all together, even though we live quite a few miles away from each other. And Claire runs an amazing business called, I'm going to look at it because I always get things wrong, so get told off, Cash Flow Leasing. So hi Claire, nice to meet you.
Hello, thanks for having me.
You're so welcome. So just as a I look at your name, it's something about money, it's about money flowing, and it's about leasing. But I'm sure you could share with our lovely viewers a little bit more. So tell us about your business.
Okay, so I started my business in June 2019. So just before everything started going crazy with the world.
Bad world.
Yeah. I had worked for another leasing company before that, so I had the experience and decided to go it alone. I was into property, so sourcing property, that sort of thing. But then a mentor told me to do what I know, so I started Cash Flow Leasing. What does Cash Flow Leasing do? Predominantly, it is a way for limited company business owners to acquire the assets needed for their business. So I work predominantly in the property space at the moment. So landlords with houses and multiple occupancy, serviced accommodation, hotels, care homes, that sort of thing. Okay. So any rental property that requires furniture, white goods, soft furnishings, that sort of thing. Instead of purchasing it, if you lease it, it's actually more tax efficient. So you can claim corporation tax back. And also if it's a residential, so like house and multiple occupancy, that sort of thing, you can actually claim 100% of it back against your capital allowance. So it's very tax efficient. And it means that you can spread the cost over 3 years. So that's predominantly what we do. We can look to lease other assets. So it doesn't have to just be furniture. So I know this is going to different kinds of business owners, so I might be able to help you as well. So it could be, goodness me, it could be art shops if they need the fit out of that. It could be beauticians, it could be a shop, it could be anything that you require equipment for. So for instance, if you were somebody that uses craft equipment or that sort of thing, it's quite expensive. So for somebody who makes furniture, they'll be able to lease the lathes and things like that.
Oh, okay.
So it's not technically just furniture. Obviously that's the space that I am in predominantly, because that's where my experience lies. Yes. with property. I've done a lot of property training, so I understand all the strategies and how to help property people, but I can actually do at least any equipment needed for business as well.
So if you've got, say you said hairdressers, so if you've got a shop and you need to refit it, so you've got chairs and basins and everything that you need to actually make your business work without having to put that whole outlay, that big budget into those items, and then your cash flow is in a better position because you actually haven't outlaid that money. Okay, and so then it's a lease, so you'll be paying a certain amount per month for the privilege of having those items. So would somebody come to you, go, actually I've got, let's do hairdressers, well I've got this shop, I need this amount of things. Would those items be purchased, sorry, I'll start again. Would I have the money in my bank account to buy the items, or would you have a company that you would buy those items from via the lease?
So at the moment, I've got suppliers that we work with, that are furniture suppliers. So what happens is lease gets paid out to the supplier.
Okay.
So if it is somebody that is, like say, doing hairdressing, that sort of thing, if they've supplier they want to use, then it's just a matter of having a conversation with that supplier and see whether they are willing to work with us to do a lease on it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just another way of them to get paid. They get the cash at the end of the day. It's just another, to them, it doesn't affect them, because their sum, and that's it. It's only the way that it's affecting the limited company, because obviously they're not paying out a capital amount, they're paying
To
it
get
out
that
monthly.
And would the items be the business owners at the end, or would that go back to the company where it's leased from?
So people always get leasing and rental mixed up. So rental is where you are renting the items for a certain term and then it goes back to them. With leasing, you for the 3 years. Because of the tax benefits that I mentioned, you technically can't own it at the end of it. But there are ways around it. So you can do continued use. You pay another couple of premiums and extend it to 5 years. And then at the end of those 5 years, the additional 2, there's no value left. So you can do what you want with them. So nobody actually wants them back. So technically you own it, but in an accounting point of view, you've never actually taken ownership of something of value.
Okay, so it's a way of keeping a control over your income, as in your money going out, and you've got a lump sum that you can do something else with, rather than paying it out to a furniture company. Okay, cool.
Exactly.
I will be
So
talking.
so in the property world, a lot of people will, there's different, you need the cash in order to buy a house. Some people do what's called rent to rent, which is where they rent from a landlord and they have management of it to use it as service, house multiple occupancy, that sort of thing. And they in the middle. So there's different, and the more you get of them, obviously the more money that you make. So instead of purchasing the furniture, you use that money to put more deposits with more and get a bigger portfolio. And with normal it could be that towards marketing, could go towards something that you out there so that people can know who you are and that sort of thing. And also if the furniture or you're putting into it looks of high quality, customers are gonna migrate to your shop or whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah, I love it. And it's actually really nice to hear, that we're talking about money, because a lot of people, whether in business or not, or whether it's leasing, this is just an informational base for people. But a lot of us business owners don't really like to discuss money, and I think part of our being in business, money is top of priority, because if we don't know where our money's going or how our money's earning, then actually we're not in business particularly well. We have to not just watch the pennies, we do have to watch the pounds as well. So it's very interesting. And what is your background? You said you used to work for a leasing company. Was that something that you went straight into, or have you got another background as well?
My background is
I didn't hear you. Say it again.
Animal care. So I went to college to do animal care, to be a veterinary nurse. That was the plan, the dream. It didn't quite work out that way. When I left college, I went into admin, so doing pensions, things like that.
I did that. So, that's really boring.
Yeah. First job, temp to perm, as you do. And I stayed there for quite a few months. I then went on to do mainly customer service, which is what I'm at. So I worked for a door company. I worked for my husband's mother and father in a furniture delivery company. So I've got a furniture background as well.
Okay, cool.
And then my favourite job was I worked at a vet's as a receptionist. So that was probably my favourite. I absolutely love that because I love animals.
Yeah.
But then I needed to do something that I could kind of like work my own hours and still have an income, but not being, I think as a mum, and as I mentioned earlier, my husband works away a lot, having being more flexible need, and I think it's very difficult for mums out there to are flexible unless they're doing it for themselves. But that's what's important. When I was doing property, somebody else business was advertising and work from home, that sort of thing. So I applied, and because of my service, I didn't have any experience in leasing at all. So I learned like the baseline. I didn't know anything. I went in, and all I had going for me was my customer service skills and the property knowledge, and the rest just seemed to come. I had really good relationships with the lenders, really good relationship with customers. I understood the business, see how to change it to make it better, how to work with customers to get them better rates, that sort of thing. So I didn't leave that company to start a new company. That was my intention. And I did find it very difficult to start my business because I did feel like, oh, what will people think? And that, you know, you always think the worst, sort of thing. But you know, there are more competitors that have come out, you know, other people that have started doing it as well. So, you know, whatever you do, there's always stand out from the others.
Yeah. Do you think it's a female thing? And I'm not you know, I work with female business owners all the time, but you know, I see it quite a lot. I'm just wondering if you think it's a female thing where we worry about what other people are going to think about what we're doing.
I do think it's a female thing because I think from a young age, you're always worried about what you look like, whether people like you. My daughter's 8 and she comes home from school going, oh, I don't think such and such likes me. And it's like, God, you're old. You know, so I do think it's a female thing. I think men sort of brush off a bit more. They don't care if they're liked or not. They just get on with jobs. You know, that's, my husband is completely different. And you know, he's in a high powered job, but he's like, if people don't like me, they don't like me today, I'll do a job, sort of thing. But I think, yeah, it's definitely a woman thing. I think we just want, and you can't be liked by everyone, you know.
No, we can't be liked by everyone,
I think.
we do, I think so. And I think as long as we, you know, we like ourselves, and I think that's a big thing, to be able to make sure that we are liked by us and we are doing the best that we can, you know, whether we, you know, we wear makeup or don't wear makeup or wear the wrong clothes or wear the right clothes. It doesn't actually matter in the big scheme of things, as long as we're happy in our own skin. And but I think we have to learn that.
Yeah.
Part of I've been doing quite a lot of research about women, and obviously because I work with lovely ladies, but also I've been doing research about our history and our background and where and why we think this, you know. And tell a secret that I'm sort of just turned 55. God knows where those time goes, you know. But actually in the 60s, God, make me feel old. In the 60s, you know, my mum still gave up work when she got married. She got married in 34, 44, 50 something, 1950 something. And when she got married to my dad, she had to give up work. Mm-hmm. But that's not that long ago, you know. So I think there's still a lot of history that we bring with us into our confidence and our self-worth, our belonging in the world as well.
Yeah, 100%. I think a lot of it is to do with like experience like that. I think when you think back, women were always, I think, you know, to find a suitor and that sort of thing, it was always, you know, oh, you had to be the prettiest, or you had to be. Women used to change themselves to be, you know, they used to, what was it, pinch their skin to make them,
yeah, cheekies, yeah.
They used to put layers on to make them more hip, you know, they had to have
childbearing hips. Oh my God.
Whereas now it's completely different. It's like nobody wants those. But yeah, if you think about history, it's always been through that thing, you know. And even in other cultures, I mean, you think about I mean, you watch children's movies, Mulan, for instance. You know, that is one where the daughter to go off to fight in war, but it's you're not allowed. But she was then taken to a matchmaker, and she looked a certain way for the men to be matched with the man. And it's just, yeah, I think a lot of worried about what they look like, how they act, and all that. Just the way that we've just come through the years, you know. And I think
generations, yeah,
and it's something that it is changing slowly, and women are becoming more independent, more That's a brilliant achievement.
Oh yeah, it's still going to take time. I still think it's going to take time, and it's not moving fast enough. But for us lovely ladies, whether you're watching this or you're wishing to come on an interview, or whether you run your own business or you're just catching us on YouTube, actually, every little step makes a difference to the fact that we are as equal to everybody. And we know that. It's just there are other people out there that might not be catching up quick enough. And the more we get out there, the more that we tell people that we are running our own businesses and we are, supporting the economy hugely out there, the better it is. So if anybody's out there wanting an interview, come on, give me a shout. We have to make the vibrations change more. And I'm not saying being feminist and what's it called, burning your bra and all that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about actually standing up and being counted in the way that we are actually running things ourselves anyway. Awesome. I love this topic.
I think if you'd asked me 3 years ago, would I be on Facebook doing live videos? No. I would never have had the confidence to do it. And now I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So if I can do it, anyone can do it. It's about believing in yourself and believing in whether it's the product or the service that you offer is actually helping people. As long as you can stand and say to yourself, what I'm doing is helping people, it's a service, it's going to better people's lives, that sort of thing. Yep. Then shout it from the rooftops, Absolutely. Whether that is a hairdresser, people need their hair cut, whether it's you might feel beautiful, whether you're, I don't know, creative and you do painting or things out of rubbish. Yeah. Everything that everyone does.
I totally agree. And to be able to stand up and be counted. It's that confidence thing I'm quite interested in though. And do you feel that you become more confident the more times you do something?
Yeah. The first video I did, I was stuttering. I was, oh God, that sort of thing. Same with interviews. I've done a few interviews, and the first you come off going, I hope I come across okay. And again, you're doing that thing. Oh, what people think of me. So yeah, I think it does. Everything gets that experience. So the more you do it, the more you just at the end of it, you're like, oh, that's done.
Yeah. Next.
And I actually prefer live to recorded.
Yeah, I do.
I don't know why. I just do. It's like, right, it's done. I can't let it. It's done.
Yeah, I do. And I'm fortunately, we're trying to get things out as quickly as we can on ICATV, and it is a recording. And I know that I do have technical challenges with the internet sometimes, because we are very rural and you're very rural as well. So sometimes, it's good to record it, but I totally understand that as well. And so would you say to people who are watching, to grab an opportunity when it comes their way?
100%. Yeah, if you've got an idea, then just go for it. What have you got to lose? Just do it. 100%.
Do it. Yeah, absolutely.
I had the opportunity to do this about a year before I actually did it, and I kept saying no, I can't do it. It's just confidence at the end of the day.
It is, but also being in the right frame of mind, I think, as well. So it is confidence. Totally agree with you. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Yeah, but being able to have an opportunity to do it.
And it is difficult. There will be challenges. I mean, I started a business just before lockdown and everything's happened. So it has been very, very challenging. And it's been, and I've had other stuff happen. I've had some losses, like family members and friends. But sometimes I think that makes you a little bit more determined, because you're like, do you know what? I can do this. I'm going to fight for it, and I'm going to make it work. We're
going to do it, yeah. But I heard that you had a little bit of good news, that you actually got married.
I did, yes, in November. Yeah, so I'm not Saunders anymore. I'm Vince, but my name is Saunders on Facebook because people have known me as that, and that's how I get referred. So someone goes, "Oh, I'll speak to Claire Saunders." If they go to look for Claire Saunders and I'm not there,
Oh my
So I just
God,
keep it.
that's
Yeah.
rubbish, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. I'm married. Every now and then, I see him every now and then. Graham and I, we've been married 13 years this year, I think. But I actually don't have the same surname as Graham because for exactly the same reason. People knew me as Lawrie-Ashton, and the fact is, if I changed my name, it would just confuse the issue. And actually, to be honest, I am who I am, whether I have a different name or not. So I'm me, Teresa Lawrie-Ashton is a bit of a ring. But actually I totally understand. And that goes back, I also feel, in relation to what I quite like a talk about women's rights and that. It's exactly the same, where we don't have to do the things that other people expect, whether we're a woman or whether we're a man. Just because history says that's the way it should be doesn't mean we have to do that.
Yeah, I haven't even changed my name officially anywhere yet. I need to, but because of lockdown, it's been so difficult to go to the banks and stuff. It's just like I'll just wait. I know you need to. By law.
Why do you need to?
It's just law, isn't it? Because now I'm officially a Vince, so therefore I have to go and change my bank accounts and stuff. No. Oh, okay.
Could be who you want. I'm not. My passport is the same. My bank accounts are all the same. Just because you're married, you don't have to take your man's name.
Oh, yeah. I did. So I did take it.
Yeah, that's good if you do. Yeah,
I did, but I haven't officially changed it, if that makes sense. Like legally, I should be Vince. If that makes sense.
But also the thing is you have choice, isn't it?
I'm beginning to think I shouldn't have. I should have stuck to my guns and said, "Oh, I'll just stay at Saunders." I've been Saunders for years. It's very difficult to like change it after 40 years. People go,
yeah,
like, Mrs. Vince. I'm like, who's that?
That's
me.
I think my sister is and my mother-in-law. My sister and my mother-in-law are the only people who call me Atkins, because that's old school. And actually, yeah, I married Graham, but actually doesn't mean to have to take his name. So I didn't make a choice. I just didn't do it. It's just like, as long as he knows and I know. And I suppose it's all in relation to what your choice is. And I think that's the biggest thing out there. If we choose, whoever we are, man, woman, child, or if we choose to do something, as long as it's legal, obviously, it just doesn't have to go along because so and so said so. It's not the right thing. Oh, I love a little bit of a conversation and a bit of money conversation and a bit about choices.
I think my daughter didn't like it because I was the only one at Vince, because she's got my husband's name. So for 8 years, 8 years, she's like, "Mummy, why haven't you got the same name as me?" I'm like, "I'm married." Oh, so am I Saunders then? I'm like, well, no, yeah, but no.
But muddies the waters, doesn't it?
That's all. It's just easy, isn't it? Everyone the same.
Yeah. Well, one of the reasons I kept my other name was because my children were that name, and it was just easier to do so. And I will continue to do it. I couldn't change it now. It's been far too long. I couldn't even do it. It wouldn't be working. But again, it's choice, and that's where we are in life. Very powerful, that word choice. And to stand up for your rights. I do love a bit of chat about female rights. Maybe we should do something about it. So what's next in your business, my sweet?
So I mentioned to you earlier that I actually started a property event, to help property people or people looking to get into property. It's every 2 weeks on a Friday night at the moment, but I'm sure once the pubs and that open, that I'd have to change to come anymore.
Oh yeah.
They'll all be down the pub, wouldn't they? It's about 2-3 hours, and it's just people talking, like networking with each other. And also, there will be people talking about different strategies and how to get into property and that sort of thing. So I started that.
Well done.
So yeah, I did my first one last Friday. That was good. You live and learn, though, about certain things, how to do things differently and set time limits. But yeah, so that's going really, really well. Yeah, so it's just basically just keep plugging at the leasing side of things, and maybe look to add other things in the future so that it's not just leasing, so that there's other, things I can help people with.
Okay. So that's sort of like a place where people can find you, like a group, or whether it's a base, so you're an expert in a certain field.
Yeah, I do believe that I'm an expert in leasing, definitely,
Yeah,
100%. Because I focused on one thing until I got an expert at it. Because I know a lot of people, they will start and they will say, oh, I'll do leasing and I'll do loans and I'll do development finance and I'll do this and I'll do that. And I'm like, I just want to get good at one thing and be offered to offer that thing to people and know that what they're getting is right, if that makes sense, and at the best rate and the best price that they can get it at. So that's why I've been doing this for almost 2 years now. But there is other stuff we are interested in doing. A few things in the pipeline, but I don't want to say what they are yet.
Oh no, cool. No, don't keep us on suspenders. We'd like to know eventually. So all your eggs in one basket. Let us know. Come back and tell us.
Official.
Yeah, cool.
But
so if you had a lady in front of you who was thinking about their business or they're running their business, is there something that sort of a little tidbit, a little advice that you would share with them?
I think there's two things. Is that, like what I said earlier, if you've got an idea and it's going to help other people, then 100% go for it. But I also think that you have to surround yourself with people, as in mentors or people that can help in your journey, because I know myself, being a businesswoman, or just any even men, anyone doing a business, it can be quite lonely. Sometimes you've got an idea and you need to bounce off someone. So I believe in having a mentor 100%, and having someone that you can speak to about your challenges and your successes, because I feel that a lot of us don't celebrate the good times. So celebrate your successes 100%, but it's about having support. I think 100%. If you've got an idea, go for it. Don't do it alone, even if it's just to start with, a group where you've got other people to ask questions to and that sort of thing.
Absolutely, totally agree. And certainly I Can Achieve, we have a group on Facebook, which is a free group where everybody is there to gain information from each other, but also I run it, so there is information there that I can provide and sort of lead people into the right direction, and the information might not be from me. I help people with their marketing. This is why we do ICA TV, getting your name out there, and I help people with strategy and planning and balance and life challenges. That's my bag, and that's what I help people get money. I help people earn money from Facebook, but I am not very good at creating product like, I don't know, Canva, or that's not my thing. You say spreadsheet to me, I go, I can run as fast as possible away in the other direction, because that's not my bag. But I do know somebody really, really good at it who can help you with that. So that's, I suppose that's what we do within I Can Achieve into the main group. But like you say, as a mentor, we hold a huge, strong action club, which is a mentorship, which we make sure that people are really being led up the right path. One of the things I sort of looked up and thought whether I share, one of the things that was really, really important to me when I started I Can Achieve is that I was ripped off far too many times right at the beginning. And there are people out there telling you need this and you've got to buy that and you have to have that, and and you have to have a nice shiny double-sided business card else you're not going to succeed. And the things that as somebody running their own business, your money could be tight. You don't need these things to bring in the money. And luckily now we have the internet and we can talk all over the world. But that was one of the reasons ICA was born, I Can Achieve was born, because I was fed up with people telling me that I needed stuff that I now look back at, obviously I didn't need. you know. So I just wanted to be that safe place for people, and that's what I could achieve is being turned into. That's my spiel. I'll get off my job. But it's been absolutely lovely, my darling, talking to you. And we have been a bit stuttery, but I hope
have we?
everybody,
Oh,
yeah, a
thank you.
little bit. But I hope everybody could catch everything. And if anybody needs any more information from us and you didn't quite catch what either of us have said today, do shout, because we're really happy to have a little chat on the phone or even another Zoom call. Zoom must be put in the dictionary for 2020, 2021. I think it's a new term we'll be using.
Yeah.
But Claire, if you'd like to send me some details of where people can find you, because I'm sure there's people out there who are going, oh, I didn't know you could do that. And I will put that in all the words, and whether it's a telephone number or website or a Zoom link or whatever you do, and we'll put it up there. And good luck for your Fridays.
Thank you.
Let me know, because I might pop on.
Yeah, I mean, there's always room for things that aren't quite property related as well. So yeah, if you want to pop on and support women.
Yeah, absolutely. All the way. Send me a link and I'll come on, because I don't go to the pub on a Friday at 5 o'clock. It's just
kids. I don't get to go to the pub.
No, it's too far to walk. You know, I'm middle of nowhere. But send us all the details and we will link you all up. So thank you, my darling. Really appreciate it. And I know you've got doggies on the floor, so give them a stroke. And but we will catch up again. I am totally sure we will be having another conversation soon.
Oh,
So,
definitely. I'm sure you'll be passing by when we can meet up. We'll catch up for a drink.
God, we will go to the pub. Something
just down the road.
I'm going to say this. I know you are. Absolutely. We will do that, my darling. So ladies, if you're out there watching us, or gents, if you're out there watching us, if you'd like to have an interview with us, we're not scary. We're just having a chat. If you're interested in joining ICA TV for an interview, then do let us know. Give us a shout and we will book you in, and hopefully our internet plays better than today and we'll give it a sort out. But give us a shout and we will catch up. Really appreciate Claire's time today, and good luck with everything, my sweet.
Thanks for having me.
You're so welcome. Thank you. Take care. Bye.